Okay, people talk about marketing strategies for real estate investors, wholesale real estate, all the time. And the number one thing that comes up all the time is free ways to find motivated seller leads. Now, there's not a problem with that if you are just getting started. But if you're looking to scale your real estate investing business, you shouldn't be looking for free strategies to grow your business. Any business, whether you're in real estate investing, whether you're in e-commerce, whether you're a brick and mortar operation, at some point or another you have to spend money on marketing. And in today's video, we're going to talk about what is the best place to spend your money in marketing to get the best result. And we're going to cover what that channel is, some of the strategies for that channel, and then some scripting that you can utilize to make this channel effective, and also some of the back-end strategies to help you get there. So we create videos here on this YouTube channel at least once or twice a week. So if you like the marketing strategy behind this, if you want to know more about it, make sure you subscribe down below. Click the notification bell so you don't miss any of the videos that we drop here. All right, so let's go get into it. So like I said, most people are looking for free ways to find motivated sellers. I found that if you want to compete with people that are actually doing volume as a real estate investor, finding a lot of the better deals that have better spreads, it is in your best interest to spend money in marketing. And the best place that we've seen with all of our client campaigns to spend money in marketing is with SMS, text message marketing, and ringless. So most people will try and split and just do one or the other, and some people don't attempt it at all because they don't know clients behind it, they don't know how to do it, they don't know what softwares they need, they don't know the scripts, they don't know the data that they need to actually make this effective. So in this video, we're gonna actually cover every single one of those topics for you. So by the end of the video, you understand how to do SMS RVM campaigns, how to get them launched to help you find more motivated sellers. So this is really, for a lot of people, this is the number one marketing tactic that you need. You can stack on other things like Facebook ads and direct mail drops and other things like that. But getting started, this is the most cost-effective way to get in front of a lot of people, but it also is the most time efficient. So you'll see in a lot of the other videos, the videos that I did on cold calling. Again, if you subscribe, you can see all these videos. The video I did on cold calling is we want to make sure that the marketing that it runs without us and it's time efficient. We don't want to take up a ton of our time trying to find the deals. We want to be spending our time underwriting the deals, figuring out if it's a deal, figuring out what our margins are, how we can add to this property, whether we're going to buy and hold it, whether we're going to fix and flip it, wholesale it, or wholesale, whatever we want to do with that property. That's where our time should be focused. It should not be focused on finding, because finding, at the end of the day, the leads are easy. You can throw up some marketing, you can find motivated sellers, but you want that to run consistently because that is a lifeline of your business. So with SMS and RVM campaigns, how does it all work? So for all of our clients here, we use a software called Slingshot SMS. I'll link it down below. You can go get it. You just have to fund your account. There's no monthly charges. You just pay for what you actually. So inside of Slingshot SMS, you can do two things: send out text messages, send out ring lists. So the way that we like to stack it together is we want the carriers, so Verizon, T-Mobile's, cell phone carriers, all those people to realize that this is an actual person on the end of this. We don't want them to think it's a robocall or an auto bot or whatever it is that is going to spam whoever's number we have. We want the carriers to be in our favor. So the best way to do that is by hitting people with ringless voicemail. So ringless voicemail, if you're not aware of it, it rings your phone. In some cases, basically the software will ring the phone and it will leave them a voicemail. So again, if we use Slingshot SMS, you can use other types of softwares for this, but we use it because we can stack these two together. So the way that we like it to work is that when we send a voicemail, sometimes the voicemail box is full, sometimes it doesn't exist. Even if it does successfully deliver, which software can track that we utilize, is you can send a text message right after. And typically we like to keep that text message pretty broad unless we're going to niche types of data. When I say niche data types, those are things like if we are looking at probates or really highly distressed situations, we want to mention that in our text message and our voicemail because it's specific to that situation, whether it's mobile home, whether it's land, whether it's multifamily. Those are the only times that we really want to mention, what we're looking for on those niche types of data. Otherwise, if we're just going after broad sets of data, whether it's pre-foreclosure or some other, like absentee type of list, we don't want to get super specific. We want to keep it broad because all we're really looking for is to start a conversation. So in the text message, we'll say something like, hey, just left you a voicemail. I know your property's not on the market, but just wanted to see if you were looking for an offer. I'm a cash buyer. Let me know as soon as possible if you want an offer on your place. So something super broad and generic. You can autofill in names. You can autofill in property addresses. We found that in some cases that helps performance, but it may impact deliverability because again, you're competing with compliance on cell phone providers. So if they see specific things that they don't like, whether it's property addresses, whether it's you could get someone's name spelled wrong if you autofill it in, then it just doesn't come across long. You can get that number killed and you won't be able to send messages from that number. So again, there's a deeper strategy with actually sending out the campaigns that we'll talk about, but that's really the structure is a ringless voicemail followed by an SMS and then followed by an additional SMS, usually 7 days after, SMS 14 days after, SMS 30 days after, and then from there we'll kill it. And then obviously you want to have things in there like stop words, so if people are like F off, don't want to have a house, blah blah blah, you want to just kill those immediately. So that way in the messenger folder inside of the app, most of these text messaging softwares have a folder where you can look at what the actual responses are. The stop words just automatically stop it and kill it, so you don't have to worry about any replies or anything like that. And then just as a caveat, before you send any, as we get into the data piece of it, make sure that you scrub your list through the blacklist and DNC, so you're not messaging any of those people, because there are some TCPA compliance rules that you're kind of on the fringe about sending out text messages, but it's such an effective way to reach out to motivated sellers. In most cases you stay pretty clear, but you just want to make sure that your data's so the data strategy piece of it. So we talked about what the structure is, the data strategy. You have a couple of different strategies that you go after. Some people like to go after really niche data sets, so whether it's mobile homes in a specific area, whether it's inherited properties, whether it's water shutoffs, things like that. If you're going to go the more niche route, you want to make sure your script is niche as well. You want to make sure your script is close to what you're actually going after. With SMS, we actually like to go broad because we like to have our cold callers go after the more niche data sets. So the broad data is the absentee list, out-of-state absentees. Some cases you go really crazy and just get every phone number in a specific area and send out messages, and that's where you want to use that broad script where you're saying basically, hey, I know your house may not be on the market, but just wanted to see if you're open to getting cash. So those are the types of things that you want to do. So in the data strategy, you can go and get your data from anywhere. We recommend National Data Source to go get your data. You want to get the data, make sure it's skipped. You want to make sure that you have, look for a couple of things with skip tracing the data. You want to make sure that you have a good match rate. So from the data that you send over, you should have a pretty high match rate. And the vendors that we use typically have 80 plus, in some cases 90 plus match rate. So all that means is if I send over a property address to our skip tracer, that I want 90% of my data to come back with something, with phone numbers and contact info. If I'm getting less than that, typically not a good place to get, either your data's not good or it's not a good place to skip trace. So keep an eye on those few things. So quality data makes it easier for us text message responses to get through and easier for us to generate some motivated sellers. So we've talked about the system, we talked about the structure, we talked about data strategy. If you're gonna do this strategy, you need a good amount of data to send it out. If you're only doing a couple hundred records a day that you're sending text messages to, you're gonna have a really long time before you start to see results. We typically recommend if you can do anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 records a day, which for some people is a lot of data. You get started at 1,000, 5,000. Just know that you're not gonna get flooded with leads with that data amount. We have clients that are doing 50,000, 100,000 records, so they're getting a ton of responses back, and they just have a VA just to manage that. So I would typically recommend starting out with 1,000 to 5,000 records with SMS and RVM. Test out the different niche data sets, test out the broad data to see what you're getting the best responses, because inherited properties may work here in Maricopa County in Arizona, but they may not work in another property or another location. So you want to test and figure out what works for you, and then once you figure out something that works, you want to double down on it and keep doing it. So taking that as a strategy, you're probably going to spend anywhere from 1,000 to $3,000 or $4,000 using this strategy. So there is a little bit of investment, but what I've found consistently is that the deals that you're going to get from this, you'll be able to get more of those deals. You'll be able to get larger spreads. So the marketing becomes nominal. If you're going to spend $5,000 to make $50,000, you'll do that all day long. Even if you're spending $5,000 to make $10,000, it's still a good deal for you to invest in the marketing because it compounds. You'll start to learn more. You'll start to get more responses, and you'll start to turn that into bigger, better deals, and you'll be able to do it a lot faster, taking you out of the lead gen. So if you're enjoying the content that we're dropping here, you liked what we talked about in this video, you can go and learn more about our marketing systems, our marketing channels that we focus on, and how we set up marketing for our clients at thewholesaleconnection.com. So head over there. We put together a free video training for you. In the video training, again, we talk about our 3 core channels. We talk about systems and operations on the back end, so you can really scale your lead generation and scale your business through 2020. So really the basis of it is we're going to show you how to build a consistent, predictable lead generation process in 90 days or less. And that's what we'll talk about in that training video. So head over there, thewholesaleconnection.com. And then again, if you're enjoying these videos that we're dropping here on YouTube, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below. Make sure you hit the notification bell, and I will see you in the next video.